Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. Friends, we are discussing about the fundamental principles of National Education Policy 2020, which is recently notified by the Government of India. You know, after 34 years, we have got this policy, education policy, the National Education Policy, and the last national education policy, or you can say that is NPE, National Policy on Education, 1986. So our education system, the structure of education, teaching learning process, at the same time the entire education system starting from school education to higher education, technical and professional education, was continuing as per the recommendation of National Policy on Education 1986. And now the government has come out with the final form of the National Education Policy NEP 2020. We are discussing about the fundamental principles which has been taken care of for designing, for developing this national education policy. And you will find that in the recommendation of National Education Policy 2020, these fundamental principles are addressed. It may be related to school education, related to higher education, related to other areas of education also, in designing curriculum, in designing course structure, at the same time in design overall education structure also. So friends, we have already discussed in earlier two programs, in earlier two video programs, about some of the fundamental principles that has been addressed. We have discussed about fostering the unique capabilities of each student, how to design the curriculum, and how to you can say provide a shape to our education system. Then further we have also discussed about how this National Education Policy NEP 2020 will help for achieving fundamental literacy and numeracy. We have also discussed about to provide certain flexibility to the learners for selecting their subjects, selecting their streams, okay, and selecting a discipline, or selecting a paper, you can say, of their own interest. Then we have also discussed about there shouldn't be any hard separation between arts and science, between vocational education and an academic discipline. Then further you can say that there will be no hard separation between curricular and extracurricular activities. We have also discussed. Then further we have discussed the multidisciplinarity and holistic approach of education. Okay, so here you will find that as per the CBCS system of education, so hardly you will find a discipline barrier. Means a student, if he or she wants to study a subject, a paper from another discipline, from another area of knowledge, so one can do this. After all, there shouldn't be a hard boundary of any education system. Okay, certain flexibility should be given to the learner. So that has been reflected in this National Education Policy 2020. Then further, this has also been addressed that how to develop the conceptual understanding of the subject, and the content that has been developed for particular standard. Okay, so this has been observed over the years that the young generation of this country, the students, you will find that a section of students, they have developed their belief that they can perform better, they can do well in their examination by developing a rote memory, by cramming the text. Okay, so that's why throughout the year, they are not studying, they are not rigorously going through the curriculum. So what they are doing, just before the exam, few months they are studying, they are just blindly remembering the things and just reproducing it in the examination. So how to solve such problem, how to design the curriculum in such a way, and how to engage the learners in the teaching learning process so that they will develop the conceptual understanding of the subject, of the content. Okay. This policy has been developed in such a way that the learners will involve themselves in the process of teaching and learning. Then further, another fundamental principles for developing creativity and critical thinking in our education. Okay, so how the learners will develop their logical thinking, the decision making, the capabilities of decision making. Okay, how they will able to critical develop a sense of critical thinking on any situation, on any topic, on any, you can say, complex aspect of education. So that's why it should be a part of education, and our education system should provide a scope for doing certain creative work. Okay, so this has also been taken care of in this national education policy. Then further, we will discuss. We have also discussed about the constitutional values, that this is part of our curriculum, this is part of our education. Okay, the ethical values and other human values and constitutional values. So when we teach to the learners any subject, you can say, you will find that we design curriculum in such a way that the constitutional principles, the constitutional values, and the other values also that has included, that has incorporated, that has included in the curriculum practices. So that's why this National Education Policy 2020 has this is another fundamental principles that this has been addressed in some of for designing this policy. Then further, we will discuss that is your promoting multilingualism and the power of language in teaching and learning. So friends, you see, from the very beginning, this is the practice, and there is the research base that we understand that the education that we impart to the students, or the teaching learning process that we practice in our school, in educational institutions, especially at the primary level, you can say that the teaching learning process and education should be as per one's mother tongue. Okay, so that's why here one of the fundamental principles of NEP 2020, that is promoting multilingualism. Okay, multilingualism and you can say the power of language. You see, you cannot design your curriculum in one language. You see, in especially when we talk about the culture in a metropolitan city, the culture in a huge city in India, you will find that the teacher faces the students, those are coming from different culture, different language background. Okay, a teacher deals the students, those are coming from multilingual background, from different language. But here in the school, you see our education system, it focuses upon a three language formula. Okay, a three language system. But how to provide education in other languages also? It is not possible to teach in every language, but here we should this policy has taken proper care that at the state level, you see, the students, they should study in their mother tongue. At the same time, how the students will also understand other languages. Okay, so that's why multilingualism as well as the power of languages is also another important concern, another important fundamental principles of developing this National Education Policy 2020. Then further, one of the very important aspect that's called as the life skill. Okay, such as you can say the interpersonal communication skills, you can say cooperation, teamwork, the spirit of teamwork. Then you can say honesty, truthfulness. So friends, you see, this is when we talk about life skills. You can say that education is not possible. It's not only possible what what you get from the formal system of education, that is within the you can say periphery of the school, within the system of the school. You will find that we learn many things, we observe many things, we experience many things from out of the school. So that's why how to establish such type of environment in the school, so that the learners definitely they will study which is given in their curriculum. At the same time, how the young learners they can train themselves, they can groom themselves, so far as the life skill education area is concerned, because they have to live their life. Okay, so after completion of the formal education, they have to enter to the world of work. And when they will enter to the world of work, they have to live, they have to lead their own life, they have to live their own life, okay, within their family, within the society, within the professions, within the job that they are doing. So they have to live their own life. So that's why such values, such life skill education are very much helpful, and for preparing, for making, for constructing an individual as a full individual, you can say, okay, a all-round development, all-round developed individual. So that's why addressing life skill areas of education is also one of the important fundamental principles for developing this national education policy 2020. Further, another important fundamental principle, that is focus on regular formative assessment for learning rather than the summative assessment that encourages today's coaching culture. So friends, here you see there should be a clear distinction between the use of formative assessment and summative assessment. Friends, if you have gone through the National Curriculum Framework 2005, NCF 2005, developed by NCERT, you will find that the concept of formative assessment has been given much more importance in comparison to the summative assessment. So we should understand that what is formative assessment and what is summative assessment. Friends, when we talk about summative assessment, it is one type of term and examination, you can say, one type of semester and examination. Just like earlier what we are doing, after completion of a standard, you can say standard 6, standard 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, the students were appearing one annual examination, okay, and on the basis of the performance of the annual examination, the students were getting class promotion, okay, from class 9th to 10th, from 8th to 9th accordingly. But here in NCF 2005, you will find that much importance has been given upon the continuous assessment, and continuous assessment is possible through the implementation of the formative assessment. Continuous assessment means whenever there is a matter of teaching, then definitely assessment should be a part of it, okay. So by using different forms of tools, different forms of assessment tools, assessment techniques, that can be done, okay. Just like everyday teacher teaches the students, and this is also the responsibility of the teacher to observe the students, that what they are doing, okay. So when teacher observe the students, then teacher assess the students also. So friends, many techniques can be used for assessing the students, okay. So teacher can assess the students formally, informally, by interacting with the students, by giving a type of test also, by organizing different types of activities, group discussion, peer group discussion, a type of debate, a type of seminar, brainstorming, okay, or group presentation, individual presentation, storytelling, narrating certain things. So friends, what we are discussing here, this has also been given importance in designing this national education curriculum, national education policy, NEP 2020, that your the formative assessment should be given importance. Means we should concerned about our education system should concerned about assessment for learning, not assessment of learning. When we talk about assessment of learning, it means we are emphasizing the summative assessment. It means whatever you have studied, you have to assess. Means your performance will be assessed. Okay. But when we talk about assessment for learning, it means assessment will enhance for learning. Assessment will help the learners. Assessment will help the students for acquiring knowledge, and that also create avenues. That also create new spaces. That also create provide new space to the learners for acquiring new knowledge, for understanding new concepts. So that's why, friends, when we talk about assessment as per the constructivist approach of pedagogy, assessment should be formative in nature. Means most of the assessment practices should be formative. It means it should be attached with, it should be included with our teaching. Then every period, every teaching learning process should be associated with some component of assessment. Okay, and it should be a matter of day-to-day activities in the school. It should be a matter of teaching learning process. Okay, by using any tools or by using any techniques. So friends, this has been discussed or this has been addressed in the National Education Policy 2020, that how to incorporate, how to practice formative assessment. Then further, this has also been discussed, that is another fundamental principles, that extensive use of technology. So friends, we are living in a society of science and technology. Okay, we are using science and technology in our everyday life, you can say. It may be teaching learning process, it may be education, and it may be in any sector of life. Okay, in any aspect of life. So that's why now this happening, and this development is not in India. This development is across the globe. Okay, so across the globe you will find that now technology is a part of our life. We are using smartphones, we are using mobile, we are using other gadgets, other technological gadgets for making our life easy. Okay, to communicate ourselves, at the same time for making our teaching learning process to reach at the doorstep of the students, of the learners. So that's why this has been given a definite place in this National Education Policy 2020, that is extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers, then increasing access for Divyang students, and educational planning and management. So friends, here also emphasis has been given upon the Divyang students, that's called as differently able. Okay, so those are coming from different disadvantaged groups. So that's why how to extensively use the help of technology to provide optimum support, to provide optimum help to the Divyang students in the education system. That has also addressed in the National Education Policy 2020. Then further, another important fundamental principles that has been discussed, that is respect for that diversity and respect for the local context in all curriculum, pedagogy and policy, always keeping in mind that education is a concurrent subject. So friends, here you see which is given in our constitution, that education is a state subject. Education is in the concurrent list of our constitution. It means this is the responsibility of the state government. At the same time, this is also the responsibility of the central government for the development of education, to educate the citizen of this nation, of this country. Okay, so that's why, keeping in consideration of the sense of keeping education in the state list, keeping education in the concurrent list, so here optimum respect should be given upon our diversity. At the same time, respect should also be given for a local context. Let me to give certain example. You see here the uniform curriculum that has been developed by the NCERT. Okay, this is a national level curriculum for school education. So after development of a national curriculum, for the state government, different states do So they follow this national curriculum and they design curriculum for state board in their state. So here, in line with the concept and the principles, the content, and the pedagogy that has been discussed in the national curriculum framework, it got reflected in the state curriculum also for the students at particular standard. Okay, but here in our education system, in our constitution, such flexibility is given to the states, as this is the state subject, as this is in the concurrent list, that the local context should be reflected in the curriculum, especially in the state curriculum. The local context should be, certain topics should be taken which is local interest, which is local importance, and that should be presented in the curriculum, in designing curriculum. May be part of science subject, may be part of social science, language, and other subjects also. So friends, such things are also given importance, considered as the fundamental principle for developing this national education policy. Then further, with the local context, then the another important aspect, that is respect for diversity. So friends, many a time I have discussed in my earlier video that when we talk about diversity, you will find that India is the only country, this Bharat is the only country that you will find we have many diversities. It may be in terms of languages, it may be in terms of our practices, our custom, our culture, our tradition, okay, our habits. Every corner of this country will find that the people are living differently, okay, beautifully. They are managing themselves, you can say, by using the languages, by using the traditions, cultures, and other aspects of their life. But this is the beauty of this country, that irrespective of thousands of diversities, we consider our diversities as our strength. We never consider that these diversities are our weaknesses. So that's why our diversities beautifully, this has been this has worked in such a way that it has united the people. These diversities are united the people, and we develop a sense of unity in diversity. So friends, how to reflect this philosophy, how to reflect this aspect, this principle in a national education policy. Friends, when we talk about a national commission of education or a national policy on education, this is not the matter of a single day, a single year. You will find that this policy, the principles of this policy will be implemented, and this will continue over the decades. So that's why you will find that when it will implement in our education system, the diversity, it should addressed in a proper way. So that's why this has also been a part of, this is also one of the fundamental principle of designing this national education policy 2020. So friends, we have discussed in our, this is the third video. We have already discussed two videos, that is part 1 and part 2. This is part 3 video. In part 3 we have discussed few of the fundamental principles that has been taken care of for designing national education policy 2020. And in our next video we will also discuss some of the other fundamental principles that has also been taken care of for developing national education policy 2020. Thank you.